Hello and welcome to Active Bryant Systems or back pain, abs, personal fitness trainer, London. And this video is all about being an AI trainer and how you can increase your productivity and do blogs really fast and really improve stuff. And then I'm going to talk about how when I send out paper, like as a Chek.E, you send out lots of paperwork to clients, and how I've changed that and how I've had a bigger success rate by using this different system. So let's talk about AI. So AI is obviously really advanced, and it does things much quicker than what a human can do, really. And I use it for my blogging on my website. So on my website, I've got 126 blogs now, which have been building up over the years. And with blogging, if you want to get your name out there as a PT or as a Chek.E, you've got to make sure that you're blogging on your website at least 3 times a week. I know that seems like a lot of work, but with AI now, it's made it much easier. So as soon as I see something new, like TikTok, I started using TikTok and I got about, what did I get? 1,500 followers, and I'd done tons and tons of content, but I started getting really derogative people getting in touch, and I started getting people knocking on my door and trying to be aggressive and use, threatening behavior and stuff like that. So I took myself off of it, but now I've gone back on it and I'm doing it a different way, and I'm not getting the stuff that I used to get. I think they've cleaned up their act. So going back to AI, the great thing with AI is that you can put a question in. So say like you could put in how to relieve back pain, and it will type it all up super quick, and then you read through it. But I use my Mac, I use voice, so it talks it to me, and I found that I learn much easier, and it's not so, and I don't miss words out because it's talking to me. It's absolutely brilliant. And then once it's talked to me, then I might edit it if it says. Say like I'm talking about fat loss. I don't really believe in cardio training for fat loss. So if it says cardio training, I'll take it out and put weights in there and stuff like that, and just edit it to what the stuff that I've learned over the years and what I've seen works and stuff like that. So AI for your business is absolutely superb. And if you're paying a web guy, or you're paying, like I used to write my blogs, but because I've got dyslexia, I'd have to get somebody to check it and to change it, the spelling and the grammar. But they'd get the gist of what I'm saying, but many people are a bit anal because they've been to university and they've been brainwashed into the way of thinking and reading, in my opinion. So they need to see these little dots and commas, otherwise they can't read it. But I could read it with no dots or commas or full stops. Does that make sense? Can you see how people have been brainwashed by university or college, in my opinion? And Einstein's opinion as well, because he was dyslexic, if you didn't know. So on top of that, now when I see my clients or a new client, I used to send out about that much paperwork for them to fill out. And I used to get either people ringing me up, oh, I want my money back, or I used to get, they take weeks and weeks to fill it out, or there used to be some sort of issue with them. And I was told, well, if they've got an issue with it, you shouldn't work with them. But that's completely wrong. Because how I've changed it is that I'll meet up with the client for the first consultation, and I'll talk through pricing, what I'm going to go over, and I may have the paperwork with me. And then I'll say to the client, right, this is what I need you to fill out. It's going to take you 10 days because I need to see diet and lifestyle and all that. And they're like, wow, well, that's pretty good. So once they've done all that paperwork and filled it out, in 10 days, during that time, I'm getting them in for their assessments and really getting to know them. So then by the time I get the paperwork back, if they've had an issue, say they're really busy because they're so successful, because I work with really successful people, then I can ask them the question and go, you missed that bit out. Why is that? And 90% of the time is that they don't understand the questions. And just sending out, an A4 bit of paper telling them what it all means it still can be confusing to these highly intelligent people. And then on top of that, like I was having a chat with somebody last night, is that what I'm giving them, you would never get from your doctor. You would really never get from any other a professional in any other industry. So it is massively daunting and massively stressful. I was working with somebody that had a stroke. So if I'd have just sent the paperwork out to the stroke client, then it would definitely not come back filled out properly because of the issue of the injury. Does that make sense? So since that time, or since well before that, I found that sitting down with a client, talking them through it, showing them love, showing them compassion, showing them caring and understanding. I don't get any of that, people asking for their money back or the paperwork's wrong or stuff like that anymore. So I'm sticking to this model that I've set up myself type thing through only trial and error, because I was like banging my head against the wall thinking, wait a minute, they paid all this money, but they still ain't filled it out. And I'm going to go and see them next week or tomorrow. Do you see my point? So it in a way, for me, giving more time and showing more caring and compassion instead of just sending out a cold, in my opinion, a cold document with no love or energy in it, seems to change that and made it 1,000% better. So with the AI, I think that it is going to take over mega rapidly, and unfortunately, the same when you go to Sainsbury's and Tesco's and places like that, people are losing their jobs because of the machines are taking over, and I think that's really going to happen. And I know there's assessment tools that you can get on an iPhone now. Now I don't really use any of that because, again, it's cold, it's detachless, and if you're a personal trainer, you're a personal. Look up the word personal, which means you're connecting and helping that person personally in front of them, with them, together with them. Does that make sense? Whereas if you're doing stuff with an iPhone, it's not personable anymore, is it? And if you're not palpating and touching the client, you're not really feeling what's going on, and you may have a client that's a single female, and she's on her own, and she needs to feel comforted because of the issue she's got. You can't give that comfort through a phone. Do you see my point? I'm not talking about touching or doing any naughty stuff. I'm talking about, I've had a couple of clients, break down in